am Marcy McNeil, Digital Media Supervisor for Mobile County Public Schools, and we are technically speaking today with Miss Lovie Love. Yes, that's for her name, Lovie Love at Collins-Rhodes. Hi, Miss Love.
Hi.
Miss Love, you know I love you. You are a tech guru. You love integrating technology in your class. When Mr. Hunt introduced me to you, I wanted to stay there all day. You do so much. So staying at home is just really kind of a flow for you, but what did you think of when you heard that we were going to have to be at home?
Well, the main thing I was thinking of is that thank God I already incorporate Google Classroom on a daily basis in my classroom, so the kids would be able to maneuver through it easily without my guidance. And so that was one of the first things I was wondering, as far as other teachers as well. New thing they're doing, so I was wondering, how well they're going to be able to implement it while we're at home. So I hurry up and kind of jumped on the idea of trying to get ready.
And your students, like you said, they're already familiar with it. So it was just you could do it.
Right.
Okay. So knowing that you had that, because a lot of teachers actually had to learn Google Classroom. They've never used Google Classroom.
Correct.
What is it that you are so technology positive that you just want to incorporate, especially in your area? Because you work with a lot of students that might necessarily have a lot of devices. But you don't care. You still put it out there, make them try it. Why is that?
Right. To kind of piggyback off of what you're saying, pretty much that a lot of our kids are not really introduced to a lot of the technology that's available to them. And so this year I had the opportunity to teach academy class, and I knew that keeping them busy would need much tech in the classroom. And so during the summer, I went to several professional developments to kind of get ready to be able to implement it and learn myself. And I wanted that to go a long way with them, because once they leave me in my classroom, they might not be able to touch another device. And so in middle school and high school, I want them to kind of go ahead and get a jump on being introduced to these different types of technology.
Well, your class definitely has a jump. Can you tell us some of the stuff that your classroom does? I mean, when they were showing me, I was like, wow.
Yeah, so I do my classroom. I kind of like to introduce different things to students and see how well they adapt to it and how well they like it. My students love Seesaw, which is also kind of like a digital classroom per se. It's kind of like a journal, and they have different worksheets manually that they can do on the iPad. And so we do a lot of phonics with those, where they can read the pictures and write the words. So that's one of their favorite things. Nearpod has came to be one of their favorite things as well. I went to the advanced training. I learned about a lot of different things, and once I showed it to them, they was like, okay, all we want to do is Nearpod now. So those are kind of two things that they kind of just jumped on and loved. So I love to implement it a lot inside the classroom.
Right. And Collins-Rhodes, Mr. Hunt, the principal, he really encourages your staff to use technology, so that helps too. But what would you suggest to teachers who are kind of nervous about getting out there with technology, or using the same thing in their classroom? What would you suggest that they?
I think you just have to try it. For me per se, I know the last couple of years I used tech, but I didn't use it to this magnitude. So, I mean, you just have to go out there, find things and play with it. That's what I had to do to kind of learn. Because, I mean, you go to a training, and once you leave, it might just leave your brain. So you have to go home and kind of research things on your own and play with it and see what things work best for your class and your students. So I think that kind of what helped me, especially during this time, since we do have time to be at home and sit down. This would be a perfect time to kind of research on different things. I know I have found some different apps that I would like to incorporate. So this is it's a scary thing going on, but it's kind of also a blessing to kind of get us to sit down and rejuvenate and get our minds together about our classrooms.
That is so true. And reiterating what you were saying, if you don't use it, you lose it.
Exactly.
It's one of those things, you have to keep going with it. And it really, I feel like it helps me grow, because I'm a lot older. But when I get in there and my children, I can help them, or I can realize what they're talking about when they ask me a question, when I'm asking for their help, which is usually the case. But it really helps you to grow as a person, because this generation, this is what they are learning. This is
Definitely. And I've had several instances where I've been kind of playing with it in the classroom. I don't know what a certain thing does. My kids have taught me. So, it's they kind of have a way of figuring out things quicker because they are in a digital age. It's just everything is now for them. They love tech. So, they also.
So true. That's so true. Well, we love you, Miss Love, and I really appreciate you taking time out to come on the show and talk to us. Is there anything you want to leave with your little ones and your parents?
Just everybody kind of stay calm, kind of don't really take it as a negative time. Kind of take this time to kind of look at what your kids do at school on a daily basis. And then you'll be surprised too what kids can show you, the things they know. I know that has happened a lot for me, a lot of what they call it red light moments or whatever that comes through your kids. So kind of learn through your kids. I know as adults, we really, we don't like really learning new things. Oh, it's too difficult, but you'll be surprised what your children can do. So kind of stay positive, parents. It's okay.
That's great advice. Well, before we go, let's find out what you're doing. What are you doing on this? Besides, of course, I know you're still teaching online, but what else are you doing in your spare time?
I've actually kind of picked up exercising since I really never had time to do it during the school year. Actually, I went this morning, so walking at the park and things like that, having time with my nephews, and actually teaching my sister some things that can help them. Things like that. Have different parents calling me or asking me certain things. So I've kind of been still servicing, being a teacher in my off time.
That's one thing a teacher has naturally, to help others. And we are so glad for your help. We're so glad for your assistance. And thank you. We're so glad you took time to talk to us today.
Yes, thank you for having me. Thank you so much.